Good day, sir. I am Jan Antonio Saima of BSMAR E3 Alpha, and me and my group mates will report about the different types of safety interlocks. And what is safety interlocks? So, the interlocks are provided so that the engine can be started or reversed only when certain conditions had been fulfilled. So, when there is a remote control of engines, it is essential to have interlocks. So this safety interlocks prevents the starting or activations of that device or machinery linked unless the conditions is met and true. So this reduces the possibility of engine damage and any hazards to the operating personnel. So the safety interlocks increases the safety of life and property. So the first type is the turning gear interlock. So this device prevents the engine from being started if the turning gear is engaged. So the turning gear is engaged prior to starting the main engine, probably 1 to 2 revolution for every 30 minutes, or when carrying out maintenance when you need the piston to be at the top dead center or the bottom dead center. So prior to starting the main engine, this safety interlocks ensures that the starting air is prevented to enter the cylinder of the engine as long as the turning gear is in an engaged position. So turning gear is engaged to circulate the lubricants or to lubricate the internal parts of the main engine, or it is just a safety check to check if there is any obstacles inside the engine before starting it. So next is the running direction interlocks. So this prevents the fuel from being supplied if the running direction of the engine does not match the telegraph. So it prevents the injection of fuel to the engine when the telegraph doesn't synchronize with the running direction of the telegraph. And this safety interlocks also assures that the engine is started or reversed only when some conditions have met.
So another type of engine interlock is the starting air distributor in the end position. So this interlock prevents starting from taking place if shifting of the distributor has not been completed. So an interlock is shown in the remote operating valve line, which stops the valve opening when the engine turning gear is engaged. So the remote operating valve enables the return of air which has been further compressed by the engine into the system. So operation pass along the air lines and deposit on them.
So another type of safety interlock is that the main lubricating oil pressure, piston cooling pressure, jacket water pressure, and important parameters must be above the required minimum in order to start the main engine. This is an interlock where it sets a requirement or condition for various important parameters, just like the one stated previously, in order for the proper functioning of the engine. If, for example, the main lubricating oil pressure is dangerously below the required minimum pressure for the starting of the engine, then this interlock will prevent the main engine from starting. This is done in order to prevent the damage of our main propulsion unit and to prevent harming the personnel in the engine room, which is the engine crew who is currently operating and maintaining the unit.
So we'll now move on to auxiliary blower interlock. So this auxiliary blower interlock is provided in case of constant pressure turbocharging. So it must be auto before an engine can be started. So actually, I think we discussed, if I am not mistaken, we discussed this auxiliary boiler interlock last sem. So especially this auxiliary blower interlock is very useful, or it is a must if we are talking to exhaust gas driven turbocharger. or especially the toe stroke, the constant pressure turbocharger, constant pressure in. So tukanay sa toe stroke, di ba, sa toe stroke constant pressure. So auxiliary blower interlock is needed because the exhaust gas driven turbocharger don't have enough supply air. So the constant pressure turbocharger doesn't have enough air at low engine speed. So dili siya maka-provide og enough air sa low engine speed ang kaning natong exhaust driven turbocharger. So hinay mo speed siya ka ka-produce og air kay hinay man ang atong speed. So we need auxiliary blower. Need siya auxiliary blower para mo supply og pressure, constant pressure, or mo supply siya para maka-start up. So moro na siya. This is the main objective of this auxiliary blower, to provide in case of constant pressure turbocharging.
Air spring pressure interlock. In case of the present generation of engines using exhaust valves shot by air springs, so the air spring pressure must always be maintained, else the exhaust valve may not close, which means if the exhaust valves are operated by air spring pressure, there should be sufficient air pressure before the engine can be started. Otherwise, the exhaust valve may not close while running. And that's all, sir. And thank you for listening my report.